Hi, my name is Jonathan Martin, and I'm a senior at UNCG right now. And I just wanted to give you this presentation about being a teacher. So, out of all of the jobs that are in the world, teaching has one of the best platforms to form and mold the future of America. If you want to see the inside look of what our world's going to look like in 25 years, try checking the work ethic of the students up to today. When we see the students today, we really get to see that really they have impacted our world at such a young age. In today's world, we really see that students of ages like 16 to really 25, they're some of the people who are making the most money in this world when it comes to marketing their selves and just being themselves and putting their work out there. Uh, in Business Insider, they had an article that was talking about the 13 most meaningful jobs in America. Three of the jobs who had the highest meaningful job percentage and highly satisfied job percentage were jobs that were within a school system. And the number two job on the list was actually English teacher in high school. So if you see that as a teacher, you are really having a direct impact on teenagers for a 4 year period at one of the most influential times and moments of like the development of a teenager. So if you think back to some of the most memorable times in your childhood and just things that have impacted you so much, you really have to include things that happen within school environment that included a teacher, whether it was on a sports team or in a club. Like teachers have impacted you in some way or another, whether you realize it or not. So as we look for the answer to what is happening in a teenager's life and why it seems like teenagers usually shift one or two ways, which is either to a successful career or just having trouble getting their feet under them, we can look at the one factor that should be consistent between them all, and it's their teachers in high school. So as I walk through what makes a teacher so influential, I want to look at three different factors. One, really teachers are the closest thing to consistency that a teenager can get in some places. Two, when we look at teachers, they have powerful words, and whether they realize it or not, the students are listening to what teachers have to say. And finally, teachers are able to teach like different life skills for all people, not just what most people think, which are called college-bound students. So what they meant for our first point, which is just talking about the consistency that teenager really gets. Teenagers really are able to find consistency when it comes to school. One of the people that I interviewed was my good friend Landon, and he's a teacher right now at Grimsley High School, and he's told me that he's dealt with rich preppy kids all the way to kids who are literally taking care of their younger siblings. And when it comes to consistency, they may not find that with their parents, but he definitely described that as teachers, they see their kids literally for 8 months out of the year. And in some cases, that can really be more than what a child sees from their parents. Because as working parents, you may not be able to see your kid every day. So having that consistency is something that teachers really had the upper hand on versus any other careers. And in reality, it's like these kids may not have the best of parents. So teachers are almost a parental figure to where they can bounce ideas off of teachers so that they can make the best decisions for themselves. So as teachers talk and they teach all these different skills within their classroom, whether they realize it or not, these students are listening to what they have to say. Uh, one of my teachers told it best to me, but he said he can't remember a single history lesson that he had from his time back in the 70s. But when he looks back at the impact that a teacher had on him outside of class, he can remember that to this day, even when he's 60. So teachers' words are just so valuable. As a teacher, you have the platform to send these students off on the right leg, so you have to find a way to be intentional with the things that you do, whether that's how you act in public or just how you're generous. The students are always watching. And my last point that I want to make is like these teachers are able to teach life skills to these students, those who are college bound and those who are destined for the workforce. Teachers have the capability where they have the capacity to help students be successful in college because they know what it takes to get from college. As a teacher, you have to go through college and learn how to teach. So they know what it takes to really be a successful teacher. And not only do they not have to be successful in college, but they also hopefully have been down a road long enough to where they've seen people do it without college or do it with an associate's degree from a community college. Because in reality, not every student is going to a four-year institution, but most can at least get their associate's degree at a community college. And even if they can't do that, they can work their way up through a ladder at a company or even start their own business, depending on where they're coming from. So there are other ways to be successful besides going to college, and teachers can help facilitate that the best. So as a whole, when we see teachers, we should see them as superheroes. They're underpaid. They rarely ever are appreciated for what they really do, and they ultimately do it all out of joy. My mom was a teacher, and being the son of a teacher, I got to hear all the stories from my mom. When she talked about how kids were so nice and they gave her gifts on Teacher Appreciation Day, and she also talked about how some kids, they really didn't appreciate her and how they were very disrespectful to her. But I would just wonder back when I was a kid, it's like, why does she deal with that? Why doesn't she just get a different job? But now going to college and hearing her talk about how she hears back from students and how they're really having an impact on their lives going to college or just being in the workforce, and how they go back to things that they hear from my mom. And that's the kind of impact I want to have on someone. So I'm a firm believer that teachers are the key to the future of our country, and I hope our country starts to realize that too. And that is why teaching is the road that I'm so excited to go down later on in 2018. Thank you for your time.